Come here, Priscilla. I'm coming. I'll be with you. There's somebody at the door. Would you like to come in, officer, sir?
I'll never know why I let you talk me into this, Christopher Harding.
Because in the first place, the book tells it a search for missing kiddies in his own home, right?
Are you gentlemen come about my Robert?
Yes. I'm afraid we are going to have to search your shop. That is, if you don't mind.
But I don't see the point of it, officer. I mean, you should be out there looking for my poor lost grandson, not coming in here and tramping all over the place and treating an old man like...
We are looking for your grandson, sir. That is why we are searching your shop.
Well, you're not going to find him under there, are you, officer? If he was here, I wouldn't have called the police, would I?
Just a matter of routine, I do assure you, sir.
What?
Routine.
Routine? Sir? Oh, well, you can do your routine if you like, but don't mess up the shop, why?
It's down there. Shall I lead the way?
Yeah, you lead the way. It's down there.
Yeah, all right. Thank you very much, Harding. I'm in charge of this investigation, if you don't mind. Thank you.
Very big feet they've got to never do a routine with feet that size. Come here, my girl. Hide the stolen property.
All right, Harding, you have had your little laugh. We will now proceed in an orderly manner to the station where we will throw the book at you.
But it was here. I swear it was here. John, this friend of mine with the special powers, he was locked up in a dungeon.
Oh, yes. Look, Harding, if you think you can dodge what's coming to you by trying out the old Tweety Bird act on a trick cyclist, you have got another thing coming.
But it was here! John! John!
If I was to kiss you, Harding, would you turn into a beautiful princess and tell me that a wicked witch had put a spell upon you? Come on, lad. I've heard enough fairy stories for one day.
Oh, they've walled him up. They walled him up!
Oh, come on, boy. Look at the dust. Those shelves have been there for years. You've been reading too many horror comics.
What's going on down there? Sounds as if you're tearing the place apart.
Sorry about your shop, sir.
I know him. He's one of the people who broke in the other night and tried to smash the place up. You ran off when you saw my gun, my boy, though, didn't you? You had no stomach for a fight.
Look, gun? What gun? You got a license for that, sir?
Now you'll bring the police in to help you finish the job.
No, sir, no, we didn't.
Instead of tearing the place apart and destroying an old man's home and business, you should be out there and looking for my poor lost grandson. If he's still alive. If this lunatic hasn't murdered him.
Murdered? Yeah. You didn't murder him, did you, Harding?
No.
No, that's right, because if it was murder, they'd have taken me off the case and given it to someone from Scotland Yard.
Get out! Get out with him! He's escaping! Quickly!
He's locking the door! I warn you, Harding! The judge will lock you up and throw away the key! Open the door! You want to go back! Harding! Harding!
I think it's time I explained things to you. Which world are you from, by the way?
Why from Earth?
Chris!
But you were arrested.
Don't call me Houdini Harding for nothing, you know.
Oh, that saves us the trouble of rescuing you.
Yeah, but it doesn't finish there. They're still after me. And they're going to try and pin the murder of that kid onto me. Unless you can help me.
We shall, Chris. I will destroy their computer records, and one of the Tomorrow people will erase the memory from their minds. But later, when we have cleared up this business of John and the blue and the green.
Fair enough.
We were planning another attack on the junk shop.
Well, there's no point in that. There's nothing there anymore.
What?
Nothing. The police took me back there. That's where I just escaped from. Nothing but a dusty cellar full of boxes and shelves.
What about the dungeon?
I saw it!
So did I, but there's nothing there now.
You might say that I am from this world, but not of it, if you see what I mean.
Actually, no, I don't.
Well, I shall try to explain. You must forgive me for being hazy. I have nothing to guide me but the ancient knowledge, the instincts long buried deep inside me and only now emerging.
Carry on.
I was born on Earth.
Where are your parents?
I don't know. I never knew them.
I'm sorry, go on.
It is not the way of our species to raise their own young. But we fly freely through space without need of spaceships, much as a bird flies through the air. Our eggs are laid on many different planets, and provisions are made for their incubation and hatching.
Well, like cuckoos?
Yes. The analogy had struck me when I began to realize what I am.
You were hatched from an egg?
No.
No, but I don't understand.
What you call eggs are made to look like the most dominant life form on the host planet.
You mean in human form?
Yes.
Well, how many of you are there?
Thousands.
I see. Well, you know who we are. Is there any way in which we can help you?
No. Indeed, you must try to stop us.
Stop you? But I don't
You
understand.
won't stop us because after the hatching comes the swarming.
Swarming?
We swarm off into space and leave the Earth in peace. What's left of it?
What do you mean?
For the swarming, we have to charge ourselves with energy.
What's that?
A very special kind of energy. The energy that is radiated by human beings only in the act of violence.
You mean you have to get human beings to commit acts of violence to provide the energy you need?
I'm afraid so.
So that's the reason for the paintings. And all the blue and green business.
Yes. My mother returned to Earth to lay her eggs because she was born here. Just her. Her alone in the ancient city of Constantinople in the last years of the Roman Empire. To get the energy she needed, my mother split the people of the city into two factions. The blue and the green.
I know, I read about it in Gibbons. There were weeks and weeks of rioting. Thousands of people were killed, and shortly after the Roman Empire collapsed.
Yes, and that was just for the swarming of my mother. This time there are thousands of us waiting to hatch all over the world.
You're right, of course. We'll have to stop you swarming, all of you.
Even if it means killing us. Because if we fail to swarm at the proper time, we'll die.
Well, what's the alternative? If you do swarm, thousands of people will die on Earth in the riots and fighting.
My course is clear, I'm afraid. I must not let anything stop us swarming.
We couldn't do that. If you let me go, we'd try to help.
You wouldn't stop the swarming?
No. But we would stop the rioting on Earth. Try and find some other way to give you the energy you need.
I kept you prisoner because I thought your friends with their superpowers would try to rescue you and release a lot of violent energy. But that didn't happen.
Nor would it. But tomorrow people have no violent energy. Only the saps have that.
So I gather. All right, I'll let you go.
Tim, don't you think it's about time we asked for help from the galactic tree?
John!
Hey, how'd you manage to escape? I didn't. He let me go.
Well, after going to all that
I haven't got time for explanations. What's the world situation on riots right now, Tim?
Not good would be an understatement.
Does the Galactic Federation have any record of the Denegili, Tim? That's what Robert says they call themselves.
No, nothing is known. But from what you have told us, John, the preparation for the swarming must have already begun in many parts of the world.
The time is almost ready. I must finish the painting. Without it, the humans will not riot and we cannot swarm.
Trouble is, if we stop the swarming, thousands of the Denegili will die.
And if we don't, thousands, perhaps millions of human beings will die.
People are gonna die whatever we do.
Hey, look at Chris. In the middle of all this, he's fallen asleep.
Suppose having a nightmare in his sleep is preferable to living awake in one.
Rems!
What?
Rems, that's it. Rapid eye movement. Well, Chris may be asleep, but look at him. Whatever he's dreaming about, he's certainly living through it.
It's an idea.
What are you two on about?
You'll see in a minute. Let's wake him up, Stephen.
But he needs to sleep. He must be exhausted.
Chris?
Oh, sorry, I must have dozed off.
That's all right. What were you dreaming about just now?
Dreaming? I wasn't dreaming.
Oh, come off it, Chris. Everybody dreams. Think hard, it's important.
I was dreaming about that Robert kid and what I'd do to him if I caught him.
Do you often dream about violence?
Well, sometimes.
I get it now. So all we've got to do is to get the whole world to fall asleep at the right moment and dream of fighting. If I come back next week, can I try for the jackpot?
Yeah, I suppose you're right. It was a bit of a crazy idea.
What are you lot on about?
Stones. That's what we need.
Oh yes, running up and down every street in the world, blazing away with stun guns. That should fill up a few hours until tea time.
No, giant stun guns out in space.
It's an idea. Is it feasible, Tim?
The stun gun would certainly produce the right kind of dream-inducing sleep. It ought to be possible to build giant ones and take them out into space. But what about the time factor?
Well, has anyone got any better ideas? The longer we wait, the more we shorten our chances.
Well, there's not much I can do to help here, is there?
I'm afraid not, Chris. Not unless you discover you can jaunt.
All right. So I'll love you and leave you if you don't mind. If the whole world is going to break out in one big fight, I want to go where I can be of some use.
Yeah, good idea.
Well, good luck.
Thanks a lot, Chris.
Call me if you want me.
Will do. Okay, you've each got your lists. Now go and get the things, and I'll see you up on the Watchdog satellite. Well done, Stephen.
Tell me, was that theft, or does the end justify the means?
We haven't got time for philosophical arguments now. You can take it back later if you like. Tim, any idea how long we've got?
It is not easy to say, John. Things are getting steadily worse all the time.
Hello, Chris. So, we meet again. Off to deliver the ransom note then, were you?
Ransom notes? Don't be so stupid. Look, haven't you got better things to do than...
Sergeant.
Come on.
The painting is finished. Now we must prepare to hatch, then fly out to join the other groups in the swarming.
Right, there, it's finished.
Looks pretty makeshift to me. Will it really send everyone on Earth to sleep?
Well, it's our only hope. Let's give it a try.
Right, into the Skylab, everyone.
The hatching.
This isn't Chicago, you know.
Do we have a test firing?
No time. Tim,
First target selected and programmed in.
how's the power, Stephen?
Maximum?
Right, here goes. Firing now.
It worked, John. It worked. I've divided the Earth into target squares. Fire as fast as you can.
Well, let's just hope we're in time. Up to power again, Stephen.
Yes.
You did it, kids. You did it. The whole world is asleep.
Look!
Look. There go Robert and the Denigili.
Let's hope they got enough power.
I don't know how you did it, but the Earth is safe and we've got all the violent energy we need. Thank you.
I'm glad we could help. Just don't come back, that's all.
We won't. We have all space to roam in.
Well, that's that. I don't think I've ever known it so quiet.
When will the people wake up?
Shouldn't be long now.
When they do, they're going to be a lot of puzzled people.
Yeah, I'll say. And some particularly puzzled policemen. I've erased their minds of any memory of Chris.
Here, who are you? What do you think you're playing at, lad? Go on, get off out of it. Go on, off it.